Well, England fans, try not to get too carried away. Actually, who am I kidding? After that performance, it is impossible not to dream a little. Because England have kicked off their World Cup campaign with a statement victory, beating Croatia 4-2 in arguably the best game of the tournament so far. A game that had everything: goals, drama, momentum swings, and a world-class performance from Harry Kane. Not to mention a second half display that showed exactly why so many people believe England could go all the way. So, let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am talking a little bit quieter today because I'm recording this straight after the England game and my parents have already gone to bed, so trying to be quiet. But anyway, if you go on to enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe. It will really help me out, and I'll be trying to cover as many games of the World Cup as I can. Now then, England 4, Croatia 2. My, what a game. Coming into this match, there was a lot of excitement surrounding Thomas Tuchel's England side. We know the quality throughout the squad, but there were still questions. Like, how could they handle the pressure of a World Cup opener? And could they finally produce entertaining football at a major tournament? And how would they be able to cope against a Croatia side that, despite their ageing squad, always seem to show up when the World Cup comes around? Well, after 90 minutes in Dallas, I think we have our answer. This England team is serious, but it certainly didn't start comfortably. England took the lead early on through Harry Kane after one of the most bizarre penalty incidents I think I will ever see. Noni Madueke was fouled by Luka Modric in the box. To me, I thought it was 50% foul, 50% dive. Like, you can see in the replay that there was an attempt by Modric to go to the ball, and while he did clearly kick Madueke, he did also feel the kick and was like, alright, I'm in the box, I might as well go down. Either way, the referee pointed straight to the spot. Harry Kane stepped up, and his penalty was initially saved by Dominik Livakovic. However, VAR spotted an encroachment. Livakovic might have been too early off his line, but the referee demanded a retake because Gvardiol had moved into the box too early. So, Kane took the penalty again, and second time round, no mistake. Harry Kane buried it. 1-0 England, and at that point, you thought England might just cruise to the end, but it seemed Croatia had other ideas. This is a team that has reached the World Cup final in 2018 and the semi-finals in 2022. They know how to handle these occasions, and they keep the ball brilliantly, and they showed that as well as how good they were at slowing down the tempo and finding space in midfield. Sorry, what? Munoz to Liverpool. So he was going to Liverpool have hijacked the Munoz deal to Newcastle. It's happened again. It's happened again. I'll be back. Okay, I am back. I needed to make a quick YouTube short. Anyway, Martin Baturina levelled things up with a worldie, and suddenly England looked rattled. And then came the response from who else but Harold Kane. The England captain rose highest to head home his second goal of the night and restore England's advantage. I must say, 2 goals in a World Cup opener. You could say that Harry Kane is leading from the front and setting the standard. I must also say that I have spent most of the season slating Arsenal for their set-piece haram tactics, but Mikel Arteta has really turned Declan Rice into a corner-kicking machine, which is why it was absolutely criminal from Croatia to be leaving Harry Kane so easily exposed in the middle of the box, so that when Rice's kick came in, well, Harry Kane was all alone in the middle of the box, came off his noggin right into the back of the net. It was almost too easy. But just when it looked like England would go into half-time in the lead, Croatia struck again. Petar Musa found the net deep into the first half stoppage time, and after 45 minutes, it was all square at 2-2. And as I was sitting there live streaming a watch along to 2 viewers, I was slightly amazed to see how even the first half was. Like, Croatia had matched England blow for blow. England looked dangerous every time they attacked, and Croatia controlled possession for long spells. Not to mention that neither defence looked comfortable, and I really did think that Mark Gahey probably should have been... Well, he either should have started or he should have come on at some point, probably at the beginning of the second half. Either way, it felt impossible to predict who would win, and honestly, I kind of preferred it that way. It made England games a little bit more exciting, as there was more anticipation of what was going to happen, and despite the slightly higher cholesterol levels, it's still more exciting than scoring a goal inside 10 minutes and then just sitting back for the rest of the game, because that's basically what England under Southgate did, especially in the Euros. And yeah, sure, it got the job done, but it still wasn't really exciting football. On to the second half now, and I don't know what magic Thomas Tuchel did during the halftime team talk, but England came out in the second half with a completely different energy. They were way more intense and aggressive, so much so that Croatia just couldn't cope with them. Just 2 minutes after the restart, Jude Bellingham put England back in front, and from that moment onwards, there was only one team in the game. England dominated the second half, they pressed higher, they moved the ball quicker, and they created chance after chance. In fact, the scoreline could easily have been even more emphatic. Many fans watching felt England could have scored probably 5, 6, even more goals, but Livakovic was producing several important saves to keep Croatia in the game, and that's what made this performance so encouraging. Previous England teams might have sat back at 3-2. I mean, this is something most likely Southgate would have done if he was still in charge. But Tuchel showed the world that this is a different England. They might have protected what they had. Instead, this England side kept pushing and they kept attacking, and eventually they got their reward, as Marcus Rashford came off the bench and wrapped the game up in the 85th minute with a clinical finish. It was excellent work down the right hand side from him, and so now it was 4-2 and it was game over. England's substitutes had made an impact, their depth had shone through, and Croatia had simply run out of answers. Now, let's talk about the man of the match. Harry Kane. 2 goals, outstanding hold-up play, excellent leadership, and I think the cherry on top for me was in the 94th minute when England were leading comfortably. He was part of the England defence for a Croatia corner, and he made a crucial goal line clearance to preserve the 2-goal advantage. I think that moment tells you everything you need to know about him. Even at 32 years old, he is still willing to put his body on the line for the team. That is leadership, and that is desire, and that is what winners do. I've always known Harry Kane is one of the world's best goal scorers, but tonight he showed every part of his game. He was clinical in front of goal, he was selfless without the ball, and he was leading by example. For me, he was unquestionably the man of the match. Although special mentions do have to go to Jude Bellingham, who completely controlled the game after half-time, and also to Bukayo Saka and Marcus Rashford, who helped change the momentum when they came on. Of course, it wasn't perfect. England still looked vulnerable defensively, and Croatia found space far too easily at times, especially during the first half. Against stronger attacking teams later in the tournament, those mistakes could prove costly, but for now, England fans won't care. It's 3 important points which gets England hitting the ground running, and it's also a statement from England that they are not here just to scrape through games, they're here to entertain, to attack, and most importantly, they're here to win. The victory now puts England in a strong position in Group L, and it gives them great momentum heading into their next match. But the biggest takeaway is this: for years, England had been accused of playing with fear, or of being too cautious. I mean, I think we all remember the jokes made about Gareth Southgate in the last Euros, and how he was too cautious, and he would wear a life jacket in the bath and all that. But tonight, they played with freedom, and when England play with freedom, they look terrifying. So, it does beg the question: is football coming home already? Personally, I'd say let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's only one game. But if England continue to play like they did in that second half, the rest of the world should take notice and be worried, because the 3 Lions have arrived and they're roaring. But what did you think of the game? Who was your man of the match? And do you think England can go all the way? Let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, It really helps out the channel. And now I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.